She also has a smile that has the power to brighten any space.
The fans are so passionate when they get up to the top.
These are not the remarks of a pundit attempting to get more airtime. Speaking on Tennis Channel Live in early March 2026, Paul Annacone, the coach of Roger Federer, Pete Sampras, and now Taylor Fritz, named one player, Alex Eala, a 20-year-old from the Philippines. What he said next, about grace, humility, and a particular upset that changed his mind, carried a weight that no ranking number could. Can Eala become a top 30 player and return to Miami, the city where everything changed in 2025? Leave a comment with your prediction. Eala entered the Indian Wells courts a few days after Annacone's presence and supported every statement. She advanced to the round of 16 and reached a career-high world number 29 after defeating Diana Yastrzemska in 3 sets and world number 4 Coco Gauff. The proof came the same week as the compliments. Now, the tennis community does not shrug when a coach with Annacone's background appears on national television and discusses a player in the same manner that he discussed Alex Eala. T comes to an END, T rewinds. Once more, it listens, since this was hardly courteous small conversation. This man, who has supported 2 of the greatest winners in the sport's history, decided to highlight a player who was not in the top 30 at the time. Without being asked, he did not analyze her serve mechanics or discuss her forehand speed. He spoke about her character, her humility, her grace, and her smile. Annacone pointed out what distinguishes a decent player from a generational presence in a sport that is fixated on statistics and superficial power rankings. For more than a year, Filipino fans have been yelling about it. And now, on live television, one of the most reputable voices in tennis history verified it. Eala is not like that. The entirety of Annacone's statements should be heard, he remarked. Fientech, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, on Tennis Channel Live. She defeated Iga Swiatek last year, and I recall how gracefully and humbly she did it. Because I enjoy her game. I thought it was fantastic to see her play after that match and try to keep getting better. It is hardly a praise when a man who led Roger Federer through the latter stages of the best men's tennis career says he like a player's style of play. From the inner circle, that is a coronation. Every skill the sport can produce has been witnessed by an Annacone. He decided to use his position to discuss Eala because she deserved it, not because she requested or because someone else encouraged him to. Everything that is currently going on began when he brought up the 2025 Swiatek upset. That year, Eala entered Miami as a wild card, defeated Iga Swiatek, the top player in the world, Madison Keys, and advanced to the semifinals. Against 2 of the most dangerous players on the circuit. What Annacone remembered was not the outcome, but rather the way she behaved afterward. Grace, humility, the uncoachable kind of poise. Time travel to Monday, March 2026, at Indian Wells, in a 3-set match. She defeated Yastrzemska, who was ranked higher than her, 7-5, 4-6, 7-5. She met world number 4 Coco Gauff on Wednesday, and at the time of Gauff's retirement, she was ahead 6-2 to love. The rankings were updated on Sunday, with a career-high number of 29, new altitude, 3 matches, 1 week. Following Yastrzemska's victory, Eala addressed the audience. It was really amazing. I've never been in this setting before. I'm grateful, everyone. She was not expressing appreciation. Annacone's description of her was spot on. When she enters the room, the atmosphere is altered by her presence. Indian Wells supporters experienced what Filipino supporters have always experienced. This player has a quality that goes beyond the bracket. Annacone was not the only one who noticed. Kim Clijsters, a 4-time Grand Slam champion, praised Eala earlier in the 2026 season after putting on impressive performances in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. It is not a coincidence that 2 renowned voices from 2 distinct eras independently, naturally, and without advertising came to the same conclusion. The most qualified observers of the sport are unable to overlook this pattern of recognition. Think about what Paul Annacone means when he says these things. This former world number 12 player went on to coach Pete Sampras during the last dominant phase of his career, stood next to Roger Federer during one of the most elegant moments in tennis history, and is currently influencing the career path of Taylor Fritz, the best American player in the sport. Annacone has been at the pinnacle of professional tennis for 30 years. He doesn't give compliments lightly. Unless he truly thinks the sport is witnessing the emergence of someone exceptional, he does not single out up-and-coming stars on national television. His support for Eala, more especially, her humility, smile, and character, carries the weight of every champion he has ever mentored. Next is the Miami Open. The importance of Miami for Eala cannot be emphasized. As she herself acknowledged, T was the location of her breakthrough performance in 2025, where she made her public debut as a wildcard by defeating Sankey's. The atmosphere is completely altered when you return there as a player ranked in the top 30. She is no longer the story of the underdog. Other players are reluctant to draw her name too. Soon, Wimbledon and Roland Garros are on the schedule in addition to Miami. And instead of discussing whether Eala can compete at this level, the focus is now on how high she can rise this season. In the meantime, every outcome, comment, and moment is amplified by the Filipino tennis community. One of the sport's most fervent and quickly expanding fan populations, WTA tournament organizers are taking note of what Anacone has previously said. The tour sorely needs the vitality that Alex Eala brings to the seats, screens, and rooms. Indian Wells did not come out on top. Linda Noskva was eliminated in the round of 16, disassembled Eala 26, love 6. T served as a sobering reminder that there is no easy path to the top in women's tennis. Eala said that she had trouble finding her rhythm that day, but a few hours after leaving the court, she sent a direct message to her Filipino supporters. Magita tayo sa Miami, those who have supported her from the start, she made a vow in her native Tagalog. See you in Miami, with no justifications or detours. Anacone was referring to such kind of grace. Even when the scoreboard refuses to cooperate, that is the smile that makes a room shine. Career-high ranking, a golf match dominated from the opening game, a Federer coach on live television, a Swiatek upset handled with humility, and a Tagalog pledge to a whole country that the best is yet ahead. If you saw what Alex Eala was becoming before Paul Anacone stated it on Tennis Channel Live, before the legend began to line up to confirm what you had already witnessed, you were aware of something that the tennis community as a whole is only now beginning to acknowledge. Her presence is uncommon, her game is genuine, and her story continues to pick up speed. Can Eala become a top 30 player and return to Miami, the city where everything changed in 2025? Leave a comment with your prediction. The faithful congregate in this channel. The people who shared every highlight and defended every uncertain outcome, the ones who recognized her talent even when the rankings did not. Subscribe right away if it describes you. Now, rather than catching up later, you will want to follow the first chapter as it unfolds from Miami through the grass and clay seasons.